Hello, Applied Pre-Cal 20 and Applied 30. This is a video for both of you. It's just an introduction on how to use Desmos. We've talked about it a little bit, but I'm going to show you how to access it over here. So simply put, whatever browser you're using, I'm using Firefox, but whatever you're using, you can just look up Desmos. If you don't want to use the browser version, you can use the phone app. It's available on Android and on the Apple Store. I use it on my phone, but I'm just showing you what it looks like on the computer. So from your search, you'll find Desmos Beautiful Free Math. You're going to be clicking on that link. That'll take you to Desmos, and there's a little button here where you can start graphing. And then it's going to take a second to load up. And just like that, it takes you to this giant graph. We can manipulate that, and I'll show you how to do that a little bit later on. Up on the left side, you'll have a little box for your equations. And in that box, you can put in whatever equation you want, and it's going to graph it for you. As a demonstration, if I do y equals 2, we know that's going to be a horizontal line across 2. If I turn it into an equation, it will graph the equation as well, so it just makes a diagonal line. We can change the type of line, whether it's a dotted, dashed, or a solid line, or we can change the color as well. And then we can change, by clicking the little plus in the corner, the way we represent our information. So that was an expression. I can also put in a table. So let's just change this table to, and with the table we're plotting points. And then when you click on the settings for the type of line or the color, you can also get your dots to connect. Now, in the bottom is a little keyboard button. If you click on that, it shows you the different functions that you can use. There are some trig functions, some stats, some distributions, that's applied 30, and some miscellaneous options as well. So you can play with those if you want. We're not going to be using all of them. Honestly, we're barely going to be using any of them, but they're there. If you want to use them, they're there. So let's show you some examples of equations. So the one that we looked at before was a straight expression, so y equals 3 makes a line. We can also do something called inequalities. We're all going to look at these eventually. Applied 30, you're working on this right away. If y is less than 2, it highlights every single point less than 2. If y is greater than 4, it highlights every single point greater than 4. And we can do the same thing with an equation of some sort. Oh, I'm sorry, I did less than or equal to first. We can also represent inequalities with equations, which serves the same purpose. It just gives us the values above or below a diagonal line. So Applied 30, you're going to be working with this a lot in the next unit. Applied Pre-Cal, you'll be working on it eventually, but not quite yet. So the only buttons I'm using to make the greater than or equal to signs is equal button or the greater than or equal signs themselves. You just combine them to make less than or greater than signs. The last thing that I want to show you is all the way over here on the right hand side. In the top right corner, there's a little wrench. Click on that, and that gives you your graph settings. Here you can change your axes. You can label them if you want. You can change the range, the domain, whatever you need to do. You can adjust that on this section here. Okay, so that's a quick demo of Desmos. Get comfortable with that. If you're using a phone, make sure you have that downloaded on your phone, because it's going to make life a lot easier for you in the next couple of units.